Hi Mac Network, it's Maya here. We're here at VEAP in Bloomington. I'm about to head in right now to talk to Caley. Come on, let's go.
My name is Caley Long. I am the Marketing Digital Manager at VEAP, and I am super thrilled to give you a tour today of the VEAP facility, walk you through who we are, what we do, and the role we serve in the community. So VEAP is a basic needs and social services organization. We work in the city of Bloomington, and we serve the communities of Bloomington, Richfield, Edina, and certain zip codes of South Minneapolis. We are a full-service food pantry, which means that people come here and it's going to look just like a grocery store. So they're going to get meat, dairy, vegetables, fruit, shampoo, household supplies, diapers if they need it, pet food for those people at home that have pets. So everything we do here, we try to mimic it as if someone were going to the supermarket for food. Right now it's a tough time for us because of inflation, so our purchasing power has been diminished. So you're going to see in our pantry today that the shelves are just less full. And so we're highly encouraging people to hold drives for us, to support us with food, to support us with funds, so that we can make sure our shelves are stocked, so the people who come here can get the food that they rely on from us. So this leads right to our food pantry and our warehouse, and I'll show you both of those. So VEAP is run almost entirely by volunteers. So volunteers check people in, they take them back to the pantry, they stock the food, they sort the food, they put the food on the shelves, they do quite literally everything. So VEAP staff is quite small. There are about 25, 26 of us on any given time frame. And our volunteers, they're 1,700 a year, and they make up 28 full-time staff equivalent. So it effectively doubles our output. Behind the main lobby desk is our social services team. So VEAP has a team of different types of social service workers, housing specialists, people who are working to secure stable housing, resources like James, a social worker.
My name is James McCants Jr. and I'm a licensed social worker in the state of Minnesota since 2013, here for 15 months. And basically, I work with the other case managers here in social services in order to provide resources and services. The reason I joined VEAP was because March of last year, in the throes of the pandemic, VEAP was there, visible, accessible, and providing concrete services. And of course, rent assistance. And we were just really extremely busy last year. We're busy now, even busier now, but last year in the throes of the pandemic, we were a lifeline to a lot of people.
How do you think things have changed drastically since the pandemic? I know there's been need beforehand, of course, and during, but what's the biggest change that you've seen from point A to now?
People adjusting to real life again, provide for their own needs and not using agencies, relying on agencies. During the pandemic, things were tough on a lot of folks, but now as we're coming out of the pandemic, you know, we need to have a mindset of reality about taking care of your own responsibilities. Not enable you, but make you capable of taking care of your own needs. And that's part of my job as a social worker, to help people come to a sense of reality about their own accountability and responsibility. It's critical that MACC provides for us Client Track. I mean, without Client Track, we can't keep track of you know, statistically and data speaking, of all the services that we provide. And we want to be able to document that precisely and efficiently.
These are all of our offices. Some of them are used, some of them are not. Definitely this way is where most people are. So this is VEAP's pantry. This is where volunteers will help people check in. We'll give them a cart, and then they'll explain our basic system here. You can see, depending on the time of day, there'll be certain limits for the amount of food that a household can receive from VEAP. But we encourage them to check what they need, select the food that they want, and make sure that they're getting food that their family actually wants to eat and to use. Folks are going to take their cart, they're going to go through this whole thing and keep keeping in mind, the limits for family size. So right here we'll weigh the food that's going out. So we know how much food's coming in, how much is donated, and then as you can see here, she's weighing the cart of food so that we're tracking accurately how many pounds of food each family is receiving. See, our volunteers are super dedicated. They're dedicated to like really efficient operations, and so like they want to flow as many people as possible. So we serve about 100 people a day. We can serve up to 150 people a day. Efficiency and making sure we're giving quality services are both important to us.
I work closely with new volunteers, so introducing myself to prospective volunteers, answering their questions, giving tours of VEAP, and also getting new folks started. So I mostly get started our fast track volunteers, which are volunteers who get started right away in our food pantry. And I'm the one who gives them a quick orientation, introduce them to VEAP, what we do, why we do it, and how they can get involved, and then give them a tour of the food pantry. So that takes up the bulk of my day, but also just connecting with our current volunteers, getting to know them. We closed down for 2 days, right in March 2020, to switch over to our drive-through process. So that was a very big adjustment, and we're still using that drive-through process within our pantry. But we've been kind of trying to be as flexible as possible with the pandemic. So as it's improved, we've slowly started to implement indoor shopping, which is what you've seen today.
Just like stacked.
I just really feel like I'm in like Cub or something.
Yeah, that's how it's possible. Another really cool thing that we do is we give away a ton of books to kids. So right now you can see there's all kinds of books here, children's books. We take for babies to teens, and we set out books out front through the drive-thru, and we like let the kids loose on them essentially. So we find it super helpful. They're all used or donated books, but it's just an extra nice touch for when kids are coming here. They can grab a book and read something or take it home or all that good stuff. So VEAP has, you can see how large, I won't take you in the freezer, I'll take you in the cooler.
Sure.
We have a ton of space in these freezers. Like we can store a lot of stuff that other smaller food pantries just can't. So we have a full commercial sized kitchen in there. Nate's here taking out a lot of the refrigerated items that we have. So we've got 2 commercial sized coolers here.
Our mobile food pantry, pre-pandemic, was actually a bus outfitted to be a moving grocery store. So we'd go out to 7 different community sites. People could hop on that bus, do their shopping, walk back home. Can't social distance on a bus, so that has been looking a little bit differently. But we're still going to those community sites and either just dropping food off or setting up tables outside. So summer we always get a lot more teenagers, a lot more kids, just because they're out of school. So one of the benefits to having more seniors with us is they want to bring their grandkids. So usually that's the youngest volunteers we're seeing. Letting people know that anyone's welcome to volunteer. I feel like sometimes we get folks who are hesitant to ask, they're not quite sure if they'll be welcome. So we have very diverse volunteers. I mentioned before that majority of our volunteers are retirement age, kind of in that risk category, but especially in the summer, we get a lot of kids. We have volunteers as young as 9 years old, all the way up to their upper 80s. We get folks who are coming here with required service hours, whether they're for school or for court-ordered service hours. People who are currently working, people who don't have a job, people who come here for a variety of reasons. And we have all sorts of different roles, so more than likely we can find a place where someone feels comfortable and welcome.
Affordable housing. That's a big thing across the board. I had mentioned early on Bloomington, Richfield, Edina. You'd be surprised how many folks need affordable housing out here, just like the inner city. Obviously, we know in the inner city, folks need affordable housing. But just to give you an example, during the winter months, there are folks that come here asking for a referral to a shelter or some kind of affordable housing. Bloomington, Richfield, and Edina, none of those cities have a men's, women's, or family shelter. They're all in Minneapolis, St. Paul. There's none in this neck of the woods. And I'm working with a senior right now, a couple of them, to try to get them into affordable housing. So government-sponsored affordable housing is something that I would, blow my, horn on to and say, hey, this is what we need.
Well, that was VEAP. We got to be able to look around the food pantry and talk to Caley and see some other great people that work here. Make sure to check us out on our socials. In the description, we'll have more information on VEAP. I'll see you in the next one.